Today we're going to dive into some really powerful work from James Moeller about leadership. And we're going to explore a huge shift in thinking. What if leadership isn't just a title you hold, but a human practice you have to show up for every single day?
Right. Let's start with this idea, because it's the core of everything. For just a minute, forget the spreadsheets, the strategic plans, all the operational stuff. The real, lasting impact you have as a leader, it isn't technical, it's emotional. It's all about the human experience you create for people. That's the real measure.
So if that emotional connection is so incredibly important, why does it feel like something's, well, missing in so many workplaces today? Let's dig into the big problem that a lot of leaders are really struggling with right now.
Check this out, because this is a huge paradox. We have more ways to communicate than ever before, right? We've got Slack, email, back-to-back Zoom calls. We are constantly accessible. But here's the crazy part. With all of that connection, genuine trust and openness are actually going down. How does that even make sense?
And this, right here, is the answer. It shows us exactly why just sending more messages or having more meetings doesn't work. You can't fix a human problem by just turning up the volume. Trust isn't built on how often you talk. It's built on that feeling of being truly, deeply understood. The quality of our interactions has become way more important than the quantity.
So how do we start to bridge that gap? Well, it takes a fundamental shift in how we even think about what leadership is. It's not about some big grand gesture. It's about the small things you do, day in and day out.
This really gets to the heart of it. That title on your business card might get you the corner office, but it doesn't earn you trust. It doesn't earn you commitment. That stuff is earned daily. It's a choice you make in every single conversation, not some status you hit and then get to coast.
Okay, so what does this daily practice actually look like? It really boils down to three things. First, presence, making people feel genuinely seen. Second, humility, making them feel valued for what they bring to the table. And third, intention, making them feel safe enough to speak up, to take risks, and just be honest.
All right, let's get into our first practice. This one is huge, and it starts with your ears, not your mouth. It's about shifting away from just directing traffic and broadcasting orders and moving towards truly discerning what's going on with your team.
Let's just pause on this for a second, because it's so critical. Think about your last few conversations at work. Were you totally locked in, trying to get where the other person was coming from? Or was part of your brain already cooking up your reply, your counter-argument, your solution? Really be honest with yourself on this one.
This is the shift right here. See, most of us spend our lives just hearing to respond. It's just a habit. But real leadership demands listening for meaning. That's about catching the emotion that's hiding behind the words, the unspoken worries, the real heart of what someone is trying to tell you. That's a strategic skill.
And here is a fantastic practical toolkit you can use literally today. These 5 questions are designed to create safety and invite real honesty. Can you imagine the insights you'd get if you just asked, "What's something you're hesitant to tell me?" and then just stayed quiet and listened? These aren't just for getting information. These questions build trust.
Okay, next up, our second key practice. So once you've started to really listen, the next step is to change how you respond. This is all about shifting from being the chief problem solver to being the chief empowerer.
This is such a critical distinction. Think about it. Every single time you give someone a direct answer, you create a little bit of dependency. They learn that the answer always comes from you. But when you flip that and you start asking questions instead, you're not just solving a problem, you're building another leader.
And just like with listening, here are some super simple but incredibly effective coaching questions. Notice how every single one of these puts the ownership back on them. What do you think might be one of the most powerful, empowering phrases a leader can ever use? It shows you trust them and it helps them grow.
So, what's the end goal here? It's about becoming a multiplier. It's a mindset shift where your success isn't measured by your own performance anymore. It's measured by the talent you develop, the confidence you build, and the leadership potential you unlock in your entire team. Now that is a lasting impact.
So let's bring this all together and talk about the long game. What's the ultimate result of practicing this kind of human-centered leadership? Well, it's all about the legacy you leave behind.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? In 5 years, nobody's going to remember the specific call you made on the Q3 budget, but they will absolutely 100% remember if they felt seen, if they felt valued, and if they felt safe working with you. That human experience is what sticks.
And that's the thing about legacy.
It isn't some big project you start when you're about to retire. It's built in the tiny moments. It's the grand total of thousands of daily interactions. It's the emotional footprint you leave behind. One conversation, one question, one moment of true presence at a time.
And so we're going to end with this. This is the question that truly human-centered leaders ask themselves. Not what did I get done today, but what did people experience because of me today? It's a profound, challenging question, and maybe the most important one any of us can ask. So, what's your answer for today?